Tonight on Hipstar Tonight. Now available on iTunes. Purchases now online at hipstar.ca. The original 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com. Please send your contributions to the Heart and Soul Foundation. It is tonight. Tonight on Hipstar Tonight.
WJFK, News Radio 1100, 3WE. I don't think they want to do business with us anymore. Seems like a lot of people writing in lately. Fuck.
Pet peeve. When I watch a wrestling promo or an interview, and they sound like one of those hockey players describing how the 2 points went down in the last period. Well,
like Don Geronimo.
Chris LePlante is a tough competitor. I respect their deepest wishes, but I think I'm going to come out on top. It's called convergence. This interview technique of phrasing a line of inquiry that doesn't necessarily answer with a simple yes or no response. You see it in national news, more time in sports. But this is show business! It's sports entertainment. You're an entertainer. You can get away with anything. Sure, there's some rules that still exist. If you're talking about your opponent, you have to give him some credit, or else why the fuck are you facing him? If you're working a promotion, you can't heel out on him completely, or otherwise, why are you still there? Standard rules, but outside of that, you can say anything. Technically anything that won't offend your listeners, but which I mean, who knows how or what you're going to do with that nowadays. But this monotonous, we just got to stick it out, give it 110%, we hope to play good, we want to play good. You are not being paid like you're Crosby. You're an indie dude who's supposed to be entertaining me. If suplexes and big thighs is all you got, I think there's other endeavors out there for you. Taken seriously with your intimidating birth name of Rick Smith, you know? You ever see a fucking world champ by the name of Rick? No. First know what professional wrestling used to be, how it got famous, and how it's developing now. Before you claim this to be your dream. Just respect it.
Even Ric Flair's name was just spelled R-I-C, so you can't count that.
No, it doesn't. He was unique. He was unique. I'm just saying. On a Tuesday, Tuesday, May 16th, 2017.
Even Kurt Angle spelled his name with a K because C-U-R-T would be like, gas pipe fitter Kurt.
You don't do the same thing twice,
no,
right? Like, there's only one room for it, right? You don't. There's no other Ricks, okay? Ricky Steamboat, yeah, sure, maybe.
Ricky Johnson.
I knew you were going to say that, all right? But
head of the Heart and Soul Foundation with Smith Hart, thank you, gentlemen.
But he's still, no matter how you see him, still the guy that takes all the pizza at the end of your show and has it for breakfast the next day. So,
Rick Steiner.
Pick your heroes. Rick Steiner, yeah, right?
Yeah, he sells real estate, I believe, now, so that's a good gig he's got going on,
Ricky Ray.
That's what it is. Like, Ricky Lake performed WrestleMania 18, sung the national anthem of Canada, and, I've been telling my wife lately, like, if she lost a little weight, she would look like Ricky Lake, and I don't think that's such a bad...
It is.
There just seems to be heat everywhere.
Well, that's like not a good thing to say.
Earlier in the week, there was no heat, and now we got heat on all these shows. And, what? Like, I'm supposed to sit back and what? Take it up the ass? Like, I don't know anymore.
Well, we're certainly not hesitant to choose our words, and we don't think before our words. I think you could have came up with a better name than Ricky Lake. That's kind of insulting. So, like, why would you...
Amy Schumer?
Yeah, sure. She's hot and modern, she just came out...
Fat ass.
Well, PH fat, and there's a lot that we can do with that.
I think if anything is important today, that we come away with this. And this is coming at us from both the Heart and Soul Foundation and 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK, the original 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com.
Tune it.
Do it. Listen, as we know, wrestling ringmaster Sabu has gone through hip surgery replacement he has to pay for. For the longest time, the past couple of weeks now, Melissa Coates has been trying to sell his ring-worn pants at $1,500. You can get the gray pair or the gold pair. I wish somebody would please, pick these up from Sabu. Help him pay for this hip replacement sponsored by the Heart and Soul Foundation.
Especially.
And 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK, the original 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com. Get a hold of Melissa today. Get these pants shipped to your door, courtesy of Sabu.com. Melissa codes, original Indie Gimmick, 1-800-IndieGimmick.com, hitstar.ca, and Driscoll Radio.
Sharpied his name on it, but he did it before his match.
Pay $1,500.
And it kind of rubbed out, so he has to write over it again. But yeah.
It's a shame.
It's a damn shame. I'm not gonna cry over it because I'm still looking forward, and I have to notice that about this territory. It's a very aspiring place, you know. At least you're not so close-minded here. You have room to breathe. You can get around. You can go do Hagersville if you want, which I am in June.
Back in the day, when I broke into the business, the Montreal territory was run by Ronnie Garvin and Jacques Rougeau.
Yeah.
And it didn't get any rougher than that, you know, because you had to be up in the morning chopping firewood, bringing it into the cabin, snow every fucking where, and they would wrestle you in the snow.
And it's
not like it is today, like we're coddling these students, you know, the battle arts and fucking the performance centers. Like, they never had to wrestle in the snow in a fucking barn.
The discipline's not there.
Clean pig shit off a fucking Montreal field. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The vomiting that took place.
Oh, man.
Any given time.
Jesse Jones vomiting on me after giving me a snapmare in Chuck's barn. Like, that's times you're missing out on. You guys you don't have it. You don't have that kind of experience.
And
you know?
That's why I like when Michael Elgin stands up for the boys and says, hey, you know, if you can't get up in the morning and pick me up to take me to the venue and set up the ring, then you're not going to be in the business too long.
Exactly.
Pay your dues, gentlemen and women.
Fair enough. But you know what? After a while, this tends to be the same argument that's like,
the PSA.
These kids will never remember the days when before cell phones, when we used to like run.
Yeah.
It's the same argument though. So like, how long are we going to keep talking about this? You know.
I remember a time where when I was trying to break into the business, and I was trying to break into World One, owned by Steve Carino, and I literally had to email him through my account, infamousjmore@hotmail.com, to try to get the booking.
He emailed out your portfolios.
He literally wanted my New Vision VHS tapes sent to his house, so I sent him the whole collection.
Yeah.
It cost me a shitload of fucking money, and you know.
And he probably still has
shipping and handling and everything else. I drove my old lady up there in a fucking shit Toyota Tercel, fucking all the way to Pottsville, Pennsylvania, not even in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And my wife ended up my ex-wife ended up like helping stock this juice on the shelves, all the beverages and the fucking refreshments and the refreshment thing. I ended up having to deal with and pay for the commission that came in because they were going to shut the show down because there was no licensing.
Of course.
And Steve Carino just kind of fucking left me it. Like, it just, you don't understand the days and breaking through and fucking trying to tough it out to try to make it to the business to, in this day and age, just have some jobber sit with Hutch Henry's and call shit commentary. Like, they're so, like, they're so cutting edge. They're so breaking through.
Yeah.
You don't fucking have that etiquette anymore. And thank you, Michael Elgin, the Canadian fucking crazy horse, whatever his name was. Thank you for being the man that he knows. Okay. He's been there.
All right, fair enough. All right. Taking that
aside.
And I agree with that. I thank him too, you know. I think the day came out of a better place, you know. I knew he was kind of grumpy that day.
Sometimes you get pissed off at the business, like, these kids don't get it. You don't get it.
A lot of people get pissed off. But
you never had to drive Bobby Roode around to the next fucking town and watch him make the big money, and he's not even like you, doesn't give a shit.
As long as he's getting a ride.
Anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't need to ride home with you, brother. I got a ride. I'm like, okay, well, nice having that ride there with
Billy
you.
Gunn went for his money, his payout is $2,500 from promoter Fug Gelton, whatever his name was.
Uh-oh.
And he had left town and said that the ring truck flipped over in a ditch and everything, and he couldn't get to, like... That's the day I knew it was over for the when, you know...
Shit like this is still happening.
Yeah, and, like, he left a very
something must have happened to it, man.
Stranded in Tilsonburg.
Yeah.
With no money.
What are you going to do? Right. Yeah. At least you're out of it now.
I get so scared for my life because I'd like to help Billy Gunn, but, like, you know, he's so mad that...
Well, yeah.
He knows that you're just a J-Bone in this company with Fug Delton.
Not doing that shit again.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was on the opposite side managing Quan Chang in that killer main event. Billy got in Quan, and
that was
I just know I had to leave town.
In Quan's photo album for like months, like he kept reposting those pictures. Like, great to meet one of my idols, But we're all inspired in different ways. But he's not coming back.
I was too embarrassed to post those because if Billy Gunn saw anything, he'd be so pissed off, and I don't want any connection with myself and promoter Fug Delton, where somebody's going to track me down later for Billy to get his money out of this guy because we both know that's not happening.
Exactly. You want to be remembered, but you certainly don't want to be remembered for that shit. The bad shit. Like all the bad time I had.
This guy couldn't afford coffee. Oh. He couldn't afford, the ring crew was dying when we got there. I just...
Yeah, it sounds...
I don't know. You were on the same show I was. We saw A1 and Jamie D in the chicken coop.
Yeah.
In the fucking baseball field.
Just smelling. Yeah.
Big money to bring those two stars in, but it left nothing for us. And poor Doug, he just always came into Fug, sorry.
Wow.
Always depressed with his hat over his eyes. Just very sour and moping around the locker room. It just doesn't make for good morale, on a show.
Well, my name is Fug Delton. No, I can't pay you anymore. My name is on the billboard, but it's a fake. And I'll pay you if I make the door out the boy. And you're telling me I gotta make my own way home. Billy Gunn. You remember the days, Jay? We guys used to get ourselves out there in the pouring rain, the Whitey Jeep, and man, it was so out of alignment. We couldn't go over 100 of that thing, or else the entire thing would shake.
No, it was dangerous.
It was very, very dangerous. Over the Burlington Skyway, and me and Whitey were gonna have it my way.
Yeah, I remember going over the Skyway and the muffler came off, but it wouldn't completely rip apart from the van. It just dragged the whole way.
Yeah,
and Whitey literally pulls off the highway and hands me a coat hanger that he so didn't want to give me because it was hanging his Whitey suit, and expected me to put my bare hands on this hot muffler and tie his muffler up with a coat hanger, while he sat in the car. And I'm just like, what? I'm not doing it.
Just hold it. Just hold it, man. No.
The car's falling apart. You expect me to be Minuteman repair, on the side of the highway? It's just the thing's done, bud. We made it. It's had a good life.
We made it. We got our ways around, though, and we had so many memories at Jay's place and great venues that we would get ourselves around, man. I
remember when Whitey hit the deer and showed up and had Gary Gambino fixing his headlight.
He knew he owned it as soon as he hit it, so
yeah,
he knew it's ours. I'm not going to leave it on the road. I own that.
Oh yeah, Whitey will part with zero.
Trying to make jerky.
In fact, Whitey still has a lot of the McDonald's toys from the Happy Meal. He's got a lot of things.
Yeah, he does a lot of things. I hear that a lot. My girlfriend says all the time, you don't own anything. You just have a bunch of shit, and that's true. I've spent most of my money on wrestling gimmicks. What do you want from me? A boy with a failed dream. Psh.
Yeah, and I think the fact that these women don't even accept shit like that is discriminatory.
Okay.
Going after a man with a failed dream is a lot better than going after a man that owns a boat.
I agree.
Because the man with the boat is going to cheat on you, and he's going to be tired of you after a few months. You're just going to be his trophy wife.
You're going to be another boat girl. Is that what you want?
To suck dick, and or do you want someone that's creative that one day is going to headline that Lula Lounge show and fucking look, you put yourself in Entertainment Weekly.
You pick and choose. What do you want? Do you want success? Do you want dreams? Do you want me to create you something? Or do you just want it flat? Do you just want to lay there and just take it? Now, go out there and get it with me. Hold my hands. At least we're accompanying each other as we're doing it if we have to.
It's always a one-sided thing, and that's why the divorce rate has been up. That's why heart attacks have been up. That's why depression is up, and that's why we're legalizing marijuana, is because the stress levels of everybody is up because women want the man to provide everything.
Yeah.
And all they want to do is sit on their ass. They won't even clean the pool anymore. They got to get a cleaner to come in so they got some meat to look at in the summer, while you're at work, and fucking cheat on you while you're at work, and then come home and what? Then they want meals ordered. Kids that you don't even like are fucking living at your house. It's just
tonight
crazy.
Tonight on Hipstar Tonight.
Fucking gross.